What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And first things first, I would like to apologize for not being able to upload a live stream right after the game. I was kind of busy doing a script for a work that I have to do for university, so I kind of had to let the channel go out on this one. But nevertheless, I'm allowing this video to let you know about my opinions of the players that I saw in Celta Vigo's game, where unfortunately we lost 2-0. But we don't have to focus too much on the result. Even though Barcelona, I think they did play good in some situations. We did manage to keep the ball possession-wise. We played very good, but the penetration was just not there. We still managed to see good displays from youngsters, which certainly have a bright future when it comes to the next few seasons for Barcelona. So with that being said, let's get right into this match preview. So I guess you can tell by the title, by the thumbnail, basically everything that has led you to click on this video, that the very first thing that I want to mention is the Ousmane Dembele injury that he suffered in minute 5. Just 5 minutes into this game, he went out, and in a very weird manner. Basically, Dembele just sat down, he felt his hamstring, and said something is wrong here, and then he was out the field in the next minute. So at the moment of recording this video, I don't have any information to tell you guys, which is very underwhelming about the exact extent of his injury or the severity of it. But something that I can tell you is that I do not think it's gonna be very bad, because Dembele just fell to the ground, never seemed to pass too much pain, seemed very annoyed about his injury. He walked all the way to the sideline, just walked it off. The broadcast showed some few glimpses of Dembele getting an ice pack wrapped around his right leg, and then like 10 minutes afterwards he was perfectly sitting talking to Clement Lenglet. So I don't know if it's anything too much for Barcelona fans to worry about, but therefore something that I also think can be positive is that as soon as he fell down to the ground, you could see Ernesto Valverde signaling the change. He was already making, you know, those gestures to say come off. So Valverde kind of knew perhaps that Dembele was injured, and now the question comes whether Valverde should have risked him or not, if it's that Ernesto Valverde knows that the player was in not good conditions to play this game. I guess that some sector of the Barcelona fans will certainly kind of like put the blame on Valverde, because he has to know, okay, he has to know when his players are ready or not. And if he wills to risk them, well, he certainly has to fall on the manager. Let's wait to hear what he has to say on the press conference. But for now, I believe that it was kind of like the right decision, because I'll tell you why. So when you normally have an injury-prone player like a Thomas Vermaelen, like a Gareth Bale, there are players who are injured, but then when they get fit, apparently, they are starting the bench. You know, they never get that constant run of game time to get their body in the perfect state to play those professional, competitive football matches. So if we have that constantly happen to Dembele, you know, where Dembele is fit now, but he's on the bench because of whatever reason, in this case for Barcelona has been players like Arturo Vidal, like Coutinho actually getting ahead of him in the starting 11. So if they never reach that starting consistent basis, their body will never reach once again that consistent professional state. And here is something where the club Barcelona can actually have an effect. They can take action. That is to help Dembele avoid these serial constant injuries. First thing first, he has to get a proper preseason, you know, get to that state before we actually begin the proper campaign of La Liga, of the Champions League, of La Copa del Rey. I think that Dembele, if this injury is a proper hamstring injury, he will most likely be ruled even until like the final of the Champions League, where if he just comes from an injury, is he gonna be fit enough to actually play on it or not? So if it's, like I said, a proper hamstring injury, he's mostly off for the rest of the season. So just forget about it and start work right now on the next campaign. Start working right now. Sign his name, the first one on the list for the preseason. He has to go there. This year he won the World Cup with France. He had extended vacations, so he never trained properly with a team on a constant basis. So that is something that could have hurt him in the long run. So he just needs to get this consistency in right away. But, well, that's the situation right now with Dembele. Leave me your thoughts. I'm certainly kind of very eager to hear what you have to say about the player, the situation right now. If you're upset, angry, who do you blame, or what's your overall just thought on this case? But, well, there are other things that we have to actually talk about. The very first one is Riqui Puig. Today, his match was absolutely superb. He was incredible. He really was. Some touches, and like I've said before in another video, probably the one against Huesca, his raw talent, you can see it from a mile away. The way that he just caresses the ball, the passes, the effect, everything, the curve is perfect for just a 19-year-old to do that is incredible. I can say it once again, you can see the raw talent from a mile away. And even though that Carlos Aleñá right now is getting more consistent game time, in a match where both of them were at the very same helm of the midfield for Barcelona, Riqui Puig for me just was way more of a diamond in that midfield than what Carlos Aleñá was. So incredible from Riqui Puig. Another player that I really want to point out is Moussa Wagué. I think that Moussa Wagué is ready. Probably if we let go of one of the right backs, or I don't know what happens in the midfield and we push Ser Roberto there, I guess we can push Moussa Wagué to the very first team, because the overlapping attacks that he did every single time, he looked like at least Europa League quality. He looked at least like that. He honestly looked very deadly. He looked more deadly than Malcolm, Boateng, Alex Collado, and well, the 6 minutes that Dembele was in the field. Moussa Wagué today, I believe he was our most dangerous player, and in a game where Barcelona had basically nothing to do in attack, he was most of the part for it. Malcolm also did very good things. I guess that's a partnership that can develop in future years, but right now Moussa Wagué needs to get game time again, against bigger quality, against bigger status. So if we don't push Ser Roberto in the midfield next season and Wagué cannot be our secondary right back, get him on a loan, because Barcelona B right now are in what, El Grupo 3 from the Segunda B, which is kind of like the third division. So I would get him on a loan to, I don't know, a Premier League club perhaps, a Serie A club like an Atalanta, something like that. He needs to play against better opposition so that he can improve as a player. And at 20 years old right now, that time is coming up. So really get him out. He has a lot of quality, a lot of talent, and I want to see him improve. And well, now a player that I want to mention, and it's probably going to be the final for this video, is Jean-Claire Todibo. Because Todibo today, even though he got an injury as well at the end of the game, and it's something that I'm also going to probably report on another upcoming video, his composure on the ball and just how confident he looked, it was a breath of fresh air to have someone as commanding as him as the back line. Umtiti is someone much more of a, you could say, not distributor. Umtiti is very unique as a center back, to be honest, very unique. But Todibo has this kind of like piqué about him. I'm really out there saying it, because he drives with the ball, he's not afraid of where they're pressuring him, and being just 19 years old, in fun fact, if you don't know this, many people are new to the channel, he's actually 1 day older than me. 1 day older than me, Todibo. And look at what he's doing at this age. I look pathetic compared to him. But well, just at this age, so young in a footballer's career, he was not afraid. Away at Celta Vigo against a team that had to get the win no matter what, and well, at the end of the day, they did get the win. Todibo was commanding, and we gotta praise that for him. So overall, I guess you could say that this game was not entertaining for the neutral eye, and certainly not for Barcelona fans. We saw to see some good players. The one which was really underwhelming was Alex Collado. I heard so much about him, and I wasn't really too much impressed by him, but once again, they're all very young, so they're all gonna have a good game in some situations. And in this time around, like I said, Wagué, Riqui Puig, and Todibo were for me the best. And as much as Boateng was doing the constant movements, making the constant runs and strays to get the ball rolling, he could have done a little bit more. You know, I don't blame him too much for it, but just come a little bit deeper into the midfield, do something yourself. You're the most veteran player in that front line. Just make something happen. The very same thing with Malcolm, and more particularly Carlos Aleñá. I was very underwhelmed by Carlos Aleñá, but that's just me. Some of you may say he was very good because he had some very good stretches of minutes, but he could have been the player to really get us something going in this game. Riqui Puig was a metronome, but then who gets that pass from the metronome and who actually gets the gears turning, who actually, you know, presses the on button, the accelerator. That was supposed to be Carlos Aleñá. In other games, we have someone like Lionel Messi, we have someone like Coutinho, and Barcelona today, they lack that. And the closest player that could have done that was Aleñá in this game. At the end, that's everything for today, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Leave me your thoughts in the comment box down below. I'm eager to hear what you have to say about Dembele. What is your opinion on it? That's for me the most important thing, and one of the main reasons why I actually turned in to make this video, because it's very annoying that he got actually injured again, and let's hope him for the best. My next video is going to be about the leaked Jovic and Ludovic Reis, so stay tuned for the channel for more on that. And well, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.